This is Aisha the I-Great singer out of Kingston, Jamaica. And right now, may I pick up SPRB Radio Podcast with Sir B and Empress Mango. Log on.
SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. Check it out.
Yo, this is General Levy, and I support and tune into SPRB Radio Podcast, featuring the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. You should know.
Yes, SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
She had the bun, she had the cheese, must go between. Me had the king, she had the queen, must go between. Watch out, from here device, I don't know it's Clementary, and I'm here fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Lock it, no knock it, you got you.
This is Loversrock, and right now I just want to fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Seen? Make sure you keep it locked, and if you move, don't go too far. Elijah Rock says so. Boom.
Hey, this is Jerry Harris. You're in tune to Up Close and Personal with 10-star General and Sharon Mango, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
SPRB Radio Podcast.
Greetings, Massive and crew. I'm 10-star General, and we are back here on Saturday, the 11th of April. And what a show we have for you today. Sharon Mango will be here shortly.
Before we begin, now.
There she is.
Here I am.
First and foremost, do us a favor. Just do this for us.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
That's what you have to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Right. Today we have a show that we have been waiting to have for donkey's years. For a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
She is one of the columns in our industry. The true Sharon.
Absolutely. A phenomenal.
Introduce our guest for us today, Sharon.
Phenomenal veteran in the game. My namesake, of course, you know, she had to be special.
What a thing.
What a thing, man. I'm a namesake, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This queen coming on today, I know people are very interested about. Where's Sharon? Well, Sharon, I don't know. But you, Miss, you know what? I'm not saying nothing more.
Let's bring her up.
Jews, just come up, Miss Sharon Forrester.
What?
Hello. Hello, my love. How are you? How are you both doing?
Oh, we are great. And let me just say, you
We're
are
excited.
looking like $1 trillion.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You really are amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Sharon, for coming on. We're so excited. So excited. It's just, we're just going to get into your whole life today, my love.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
We do have a mutual friend to thank for this. We have Susan Cadogan for making it happen. So we have to thank her tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Susan is my friend, man.
Mm-hmm.
From way back. Wonderful lady.
Tell us a bit about
Fantastic singer.
Susan.
Yeah.
Tell us about Susan before we begin.
Susan and I have been friends for a very, very long time, from London days and then intermittently over the years.
Mm-hmm.
We have always been in contact, both in Jamaica, London, and here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Susan Cadogan, if you're listening, enough respect.
Susan!
We love you, Susan. We love her. And,
Yes.
you know what's really beautiful about the statement you just made is the simple fact that as women in the industry, you two stuck together as friends. You know what I mean? There was no bias. There was like, sure. It was none of that. And that is the support that we're supposed to be giving us
Yes.
in the game. Stand up with each other, man.
Yes. It's very necessary because, you know, it takes a village.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Yeah. And you two have definitely shown that.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to have had very, very good I'm being interrupted here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
could hear it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. I've had some very, very, very good relationships over the years. Very supportive from females in the industry. You know,
That's a beautiful thing.
over the long years, we have maintained our relationships. You know, Twiggy,
Amen.
Nadine, Pam Hall. You know, Mr. Marcia, Sharon Marley. You know.
Wow.
Mostly I can't really point to a female to say she's been bad news. I haven't had that experience.
Right. Well, let's begin our conversation. Before we begin, I want to just hail up anybody I can see who's logged in at the moment. We have DJ Maestro. It says, "Good afternoon, family," and special guest Sharon Forrester. He's a big fan, by the way, DJ Maestro.
DJ Maestro, how are you, my dear?
He was to say, "Why do you feel good enough? You make him feel good. You feel good enough." She called me name. I feel good.
Also want to bless up Marcia Lambert, who's on Facebook. We have a couple on YouTube, and as we go along, we'll mention those who are logged in. So Sharon, we're going to take you back. Okay, we want to take you back to a time when you were only so knee high. You know.
Okay.
Tell us about the place where you were born, what it was like in that area, who was the prime minister at the time, or was it colonial rule at the time?
I remember. It's 100 years ago. Oh, well, thank God for life. You know, thank God for life. I just turned 70 and I'm proud of it.
I like you at 10, man. I like you at 10, man.
Wow.
Yes. I'm happy to be here. Well, I was born in Kingston. Lived in Kingston until I was about 5 years old. And my mom and dad moved up into the country, into a little sleepy village called Lawrence Tavern. So my mother was a school teacher and my father was a commercial chicken farmer. And I tell you, that move that they made was one of the most blessed things that ever happened to my life, because my life, living in Lawrence Tavern as a little girl, when I look back at it now, was like a fairy tale. It was just beautiful, with the rolling hills and the beautiful families, you know. And of course, my mother was a staunch Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Pillar of the church. So, you know, from Friday evening, everything lock off.
That's right.
We have to go to church on Sabbath.
You
And
had
she
no
was
choice, right?
No choice.
You had no choice.
Choice. that don't come into our family at all. You just go to church.
You have to go.
Oh, of course. And it was in those formative years, it's very important to have a good spiritual foundation. So I thank my mother very much for that.
Right.
And she was a choir mistress, and she played the piano and conducted the choir, you know, and that's where I really discovered my voice.
Right.
You know, and in family worship, which of course we had to do every evening. You know, singing with the family. That's how I discovered my voice. And I suppose, you know, going on from just being in the church, my father really was very into music. He introduced me to like Nat King Cole and Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra. And he himself used to sing as a young man in the clubs in Kingston. Yeah, so I kind of got the bulk from him.
Right.
And he was a beautiful singer. Never recorded anything, but he was a fantastic singer himself.
Right.
And how did I get into the music business? That was in
although before you go there,
yeah,
because the train around, she's just speeding up. But how old were you when you first? Okay, so you brought up in the church and everything. How old were you when you realized, or whoever realized you could sing, like you had a voice? Like how old?
I was about maybe 11 or 12.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it is written in some places that you were 6, so it was 11 or 12.
Well, I don't know about 6, but maybe from that age I was singing in worship
Right.
and in church along with everybody else. But when it came to the choir, it was at around 11 or 12 that, my mother said, well, okay, you sing that. Because you can't sing.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now let's just go to school life. What was school like for you?
Well, my first school was my primary school was Lawrence Tavern Primary, and it was. When I tell you a fairy tale, it is really a fairy tale because I enjoyed all of my peers. I enjoyed being, and a really good experience going to school. And then went to Queens High School in Kingston. And there I was singing a lot when I was in high school also, and I kind of got discovered by my peers also in high school. So, they would say, well, Sharon can sing. So I was in the choir at school and, school concerts and all of that. But then recording came maybe a little bit after high school through my sister.
Your sister was responsible.
Huh? Yeah. My sister Dawn, she's my older sister.
Right.
She was already in the arts because she's an award-winning actress in Jamaica from back in the day.
Right.
And she also had a lot of work and experience in singing commercials.
Right.
Okay.
So that's how I really got into the business, because through my sister, I started singing commercials.
Right.
So gradually from there, she knew everybody in this. I knew nobody.
Right.
She knew all the musicians. She was always in the studio doing this background vocal, that background vocal. And she introduced me to Jeffrey Chung. I met Jeffrey Chung through her, and he was the one who produced my first single.
Now, what year was this?
Why am I going to that?
Whereabouts? We said no.
100 years. Let me see. Hold on. That was like 19. First of all, when you say 19, then you're going back into another century. I think it was like 74.
74.
74.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm not too sure if I saw 73 was written for that particular song.
Well, it could be 73, you know, because after so long, give me a little slack. Another year. Yeah, right. 73 or 74.
So share with us your experience from meeting, because that would have been your first professional works, right?
Yes. Yes,
now,
definitely.
Prior to that, you were just in a church singing for the choir, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was
and then singing commercials.
And then singing commercials. Okay.
Oh, you did the commercial. Okay.
Yeah, I started singing commercials first. Red Stripe Beer, Gilby's, all that kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So really and truly, that was your apprenticeship.
Right. Thanks to my sister.
Right.
Don't forget our name, Dawn Forrester.
Dawn
Big up
it's Dawn Fort.
Yes, big up Dawn. So
Yes.
she introduced you to Jeffrey Chung, and take it from there. Just tell us about your experience at, was it Channel One?
No, Federal.
Federal. Okay.
Yes, that is where I recorded. Silly Wasn't I.
Right.
Jeffrey just came to me one day and said, "Listen, I have a song for you. I want you to sing it." And I learned the song. And before that, I had absolutely no experience in like no. I did a lot of studio work.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of background vocals through my sister, of course. You know, she tagged me along.
Is
So I
that
did
prior
background
to?
vocals, but I didn't really have any experience apart from, you know, school concerts and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
I didn't really have any experience in the recording world.
Okay.
But let me skip back though, because somewhere in there before I came to England, I worked on the north coast
Right.
of Jamaica in the tourist industry. As a matter of fact, my first debut was at Jamaica Playboy.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Now,
as a bunny.
Tell us what is that Jamaica
Not as a
Playboy?
bunny. Nothing wrong with bunnies, but I was singing, okay?
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
I
then,
want to take you back to when you met Jeffrey Chung. Prior to meeting him, were you doing backups, or was it after Silly Wasn't I?
No. I did background vocals and the North Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Before I went to England.
Okay.
And so I did Silly Wasn't I? But I wasn't a recording artist as such, you know. So when Silly Wasn't I went to England, when I came to England, that's where I actually made my debut.
Okay. So was it just the one song you did in Jamaica?
It was one song, just the one song I did in Jamaica. And then Ashanti Records, Junior Lincoln heard the song, or I think Jeffrey had sent it to him.
Right.
And he came to Jamaica and signed me, and I went to England and did the first album, Sharon.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right. So I just want to play just maybe a few bars of Silly Wasn't I?
Oh, my favorite song. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Which you did for Jeffrey Chung, right? And that was Federal Records.
Yeah, I recorded it at Federal Records.
Okay. So here it is. I love that song. I love it. You cannot
I was 17 when I did that song.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Imagine.
And it's still, who's the name? Oh, it's still feels like it was just done. That's my ultimate favorite song.
Timeless.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that song too.
It's just timeless, but you know what? When you're young and you listen to it, you're like, yeah. When you get older, the song has more meaning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The song has more meaning, and it's just so. Anyway.
So when you did Silly Wasn't I in Jamaica, what impact did it have on the scene at the time in Jamaica?
It had a very good impact for me, and I cannot quote right now where it went on the charts because I don't remember, but it did well enough that it was picked up in England.
So share with me, because I'm trying to get a sense of who was doing what in that time? Because I'm going to nail it down to 73. Who was on the scene at the time when you emerged?
As females, Ilana Bennett, Breakfast in Bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a lot of the male groups doing, Heptones and the whole of that genre,
I guess Hortense Ellis was doing that thing as well.
Yes.
The Gayless, the Soulettes.
Yes.
Right. So it was that era in time. So
Cynthia Richards.
Cynthia Richards, right?
Cynthia Richards, yes.
Funny enough, I spoke to her last week, and she mentioned your name.
Lovely lady.
Right, yes, absolutely.
My best wishes to her the next time you speak to her.
Oh, yes. We're trying to get her on this platform. Hopefully it will happen,
I'm sure it will.
Yes, definitely. So you were making a name for yourself. So how did this London situation come up at the time?
Well, it's through Jeffrey Chung. Jeffrey is the one who, I don't know if Junior heard it first or Jeffrey sent it to him first. I can't remember, but the song did very well in Jamaica, and then Jeffrey sent it to Junior, or I don't know if Junior contacted him. I can't remember, but then after we had that contact, Junior wanted an album. Junior Lincoln of Ashanti Records.
Okay.
Of Finsbury Park.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yes. And then Jeffrey and I went to England to make the album.
Yeah.
I think there was a musician strike also in Jamaica at the time, and we ended up going to England to make to make the album.
Right. What was your impression of England at the time when you?
Well, let me tell you, that was my first airplane ride.
Right.
And it was my first visit to a foreign country.
Right.
And I was just blown away.
Right.
Because I had only seen Jamaica, and Jamaica is beautiful, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But the historical buildings, going to Westminster Abbey, just the whole tourist thing. And what's that square called again? With all those lions? Trafalgar. For the lions, right. Yeah.
Right.
Piccadilly Circus.
Right.
And everybody, bar none. I never had one bad interaction with anyone in England.
Wow.
Nobody.
That's wonderful, though.
They were very kind to me. Very kind to me. The song did well. And the audience was, remember, I cut my teeth in England.
Okay.
That's basically where, I started getting an audience, etc.
Right.
And some notoriety.
Right.
The album did well. It won Best Artist of the Year that year.
What year was 74, 75?
Listen to me. I have to look at you through the corner of my eye again.
You're going to get into trouble.
You better check the bio.
You're going to get into trouble.
Let's say the 70s, okay?
Is it the 70s? Yes, that's right, yes. What year was that? 70s?
Okay.
70s, man. 74 or 75. Don't do that to me.
So I know you said you worked on an album, but technically, what was the second song you did?
Oh, wow. Put a Little Love Away, was that it? Or Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight?
Okay.
All those songs on the album.
Oh, yeah.
Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight, Put a Little Love Away. I did the George Harrison song, but that wasn't on the album.
Okay. Now, when did the movie come into play? Because it was said that the minute you hit London, you were called for a movie. Tell us about
The
that.
Moon Over the Alley. That was about a year in.
Right. Somebody calling you, right?
Yes. And stop calling.
It always happens, you know.
I'm very sorry about this, folks.
It's okay.
You're fine. It's fine.
So tell us about the Moon Over the Alley. Okay.
From produced by British Film Institute.
Okay.
I had a speaking role, and I also did 2 songs in the movie.
Okay.
Danny Ray, British reggae singer Danny Ray, was also in the movie.
Okay.
Danny Ray.
I sang 2 songs. Yeah, Danny Ray. I sang 2 songs in the movie. It was written by a man called McDermott. He's a Grammy-winning composer, songwriter, composer. As a matter of fact, he wrote the music for the musical Hair on Broadway. So that's how I kind of was just thrown into it. I've never really acted before.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really a great experience for me.
Right. Do you remember what studios you recorded that movie?
It wasn't really a studio. It was a set. It went to different sets, you know. And one was basically one scene was at the Portobello Market.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah.
Down the road from me.
One scene was in Portobello Market, and there was a house. Don't ask me where that was now, though, you know.
Right.
There was a house where I shot all of my other scenes in this house.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but it was actually a studio as such.
I'm with you. So I want to bless up Lady Loy, who's in the building, and anybody else who has just joined us. Bless up yourself. We're speaking to the legendary Sharon Forrester, and she's sharing with us she did a movie which was just down the road from me, Labatt Grove, Portobello Road, like just 10 minutes walking time, you know. And I'm going to share with you a clip of that movie. Let's have a look.
Oh.
Come now, Belinda.
That's the old and the way. Look at love with them eyes. Let them. But remember, spring in December, while we are young, and spring is what we know. A thing is a joy, love will render, not just in May, but December.
Superstar.
Listen.
I want an autograph.
Did you see their faces, though? I mean, because
Yeah.
did you see them? They were totally enamored with her. Like, I think I love her. She's
Wow.
just so captivating.
I was a baby.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, good memories.
Sharon, that's so beautiful.
Good memories.
Yeah,
Good
that's
memories.
yeah, it is.
That must have been good memories. What do you
Yeah.
remember from being on that set?
Look more. Look, they want some more. Look more. No, I watch the movie now. Sharon.
It was just the Danny Ray and I don't remember the name of the gentleman that was actually speaking in the clip,
Okay.
but he played my husband.
Right.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and they were both very encouraging
Right.
to me, because I was new to everything. The crew that was there also, it was
Right.
just very supportive as like a newbie,
Right.
So
Now,
I got a lot of support from them.
did you have any representation in Jamaica and in England? Did you have like a manager, somebody who was managing you?
Yeah, Junior Lincoln from Ashanti Records. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, he is the one responsible for me getting that part.
Okay.
And for basically introducing me to the British audience with all the promotions and, the making of the album, the
Right.
releasing singles, all the promotions, the radio shows, the interviews, the all of the different press that I got is really all due to him, and I'm very grateful to him for it.
Right. So we have to bless
Yeah.
up Junior Lincoln. Bless up
Bless
yourself.
up, because they give unto Caesar
That's right.
what is Caesar.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, during the early years of your being in the music industry, how do you remember being treated?
Oh, if it's England, let us start there.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say enough good about.
Mm. Oh wow.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you're gonna make me cry. Wait a minute now.
Right.
I cannot say enough good about the support that I got from my British family. Fans, family. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they were. I cannot. Across the board, black, white, everybody.
Right.
They were all there for me.
Right.
And they were all nice to me.
How many years did you spend in the UK?
I spent 4 years in England.
Right. Did you ever make Top of the Pops?
No. There's another one that I went on, another, what's it called? I can't remember. It's another TV show. That's where I did a song. Here Comes the Sun.
Okay. You did Here Comes the Sun.
Yes.
Okay.
A TV show. I can't remember though.
I wonder if it was Huey Green. Opportunity Knocks.
No, it wasn't that one.
It wouldn't have been that, because she was already established then.
Right. Let me bless up Charmaine Smith from the USA, New York. Bless up yourself. Thank you. Got to bless up Natty Kingman. Natty Kingman from Kenya is logged in. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everybody else whom I cannot see. Once we see the names, we'll try and hail you out as much as we can. Do us a favor, if it's your first time, just hit a like or subscribe to our channel if you like what we do here. Thank you again. Once again, our guest is Sharon Forrester. She's sharing her musical history and journey. I can remember when the first time when me and you interacted, I was saying that it seems like you were sitting on the top shelf gathering dust for some reason.
Really?
Wow.
Let me brush off a little of the dust.
Yes. And I say that, because you've done so much that I've read about that we're going to talk about, but it just seemed like that you never got the credit you deserved, as the person who did your part diligently as well. You seem to have missed out Jamaica when you mentioned the accolades. How did Jamaica treat you?
Jamaicans, well, that was really just to start with, Britain,
Right.
because that's basically where I started.
Right.
But it's equally in Jamaica, equally.
Right. Equally.
I have never had a bad interaction with on a show or with a fan or anything like that. And as far as the music fraternity, I had so much support from musicians and the singers, like if I was doing anything,
Right.
like recording a song or anything, I could always call on musicians who would just do the track for me.
Right.
Without charging me. We had kind of like a professional courtesy where anybody could call me and to say to me, all right, Shara, come and sing some harmonies for me. So, so it was like that, So both as far as the listening audience, I had a lot of support from them.
Right.
Also within the industry, musicians and singers.
Right.
And don't forget, I also recorded for Steely and Clevie.
Yes.
that's right. Mm-hmm,
Well, before we get to that, I just want to figure out, you did the movie. Where did that propel you to once you did the movie? Did it gain traction for you?
In England, yes, it helped with my promotion and my recognition. But I don't think that movie went outside England. I don't know.
Okay. So during your last years in the UK, you went back to Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened to you then when you went back to Jamaica?
When I went back to Jamaica is when I recorded Love Don't Live Here Anymore.
Right.
And that song did a lot for me. That song was one of my signature songs. It's right up there with Silly Wasn't I.
Right.
And whereas when Jeffrey Chung gave me Silly Wasn't I was immediately, with the song. I didn't like that Love Don't Live Here Anymore.
Before you say a bit more, the TV show you did was called Aquarius, right?
Aquarius. There you go.
Right, yeah. So Maestro type it in there.
Aquarius in the UK.
And I think you did one of George Harrison's songs, if my memory serves me well.
That's right.
What song was it again?
Here Comes the Sun.
Here Comes the Sun. Sing a little piece out.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter.
Right.
Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here.
Right.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's all right.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. British people love when you do an iconic, especially a George Harrison song.
Yeah.
British love it, yes.
Do you remember where that song went?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. So you head back to
All
Jamaica.
the songs did well, but if you ask me the number on the chart, I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I know all the songs did very, very well for me.
Right. Okay. So you head back to Jamaica. Was that a disappointing time for you?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was missing.
London cool, innit?
Now that you mention it, I never once said nothing about that.
Talk up the things. It was good count. It was.
What is it? Boy, I want some Jamaica, so me gone, yeah, man.
Listen, the thing that really, really helped me in London to forget some of that cold was going to Finsbury Park to shop for my man. All the things, that is reminds me of home.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was kind of wanting to reconnect with home.
Right.
When I went back to Jamaica, because in the beginning, my stay in London was not to be as long as that. So it was a long stretch that wasn't really planned, but just happened. When I went back to Jamaica, that's when I recorded Love Don't Live Here Anymore. And the producer is of that song is a woman called Diane Ellis. And Diane Ellis.
Diane.
Okay.
Diane Ellis, and she worked with Tough Gong at the time.
Okay. Right.
And to her credit, she brought the song to me, and it was a nice song, but I just didn't. It was nice for me to listen to. I just didn't see myself singing it.
Right.
And I said, no, not really. And she came back again, and she said, "You have to sing this song. I'm going to set the studio time." And to her credit, if she had not insisted that I sing that song, I would not have been the vocalist on that song.
Right.
So, as again, give on to Caesar. So, yeah. So, Boris Gardner is the one who did the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Willie Lindo was there to play guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, on that song.
Willie Lindo, Boris Gardner. What?
Yeah.
That was the hot team back then.
Yeah, of course. And Willie has made his mark in life as one of Jamaica's best producers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice, very honest man.
Yeah.
Very honest person.
So
And
you were working with him when he was
craftsman.
in Jamaica. You were working with him when he was in Jamaica and when he went to live in Florida.
No, I did not work with Willie in Jamaica. Willie was at the time in the band with Boris Gardner, and they made the track "Love Don't Live Here Anymore," and that was my only interaction with Willie, apart from seeing Willie at the studio, you know.
Right.
But then when I came to live in the United States, yeah, I did quite a few songs with Willie.
Yeah.
Excellent producer.
Oh wow.
Huh?
And his son Kasif as well.
Oh,
Kashif. Yeah,
what
Kashif.
a voice. What a voice.
Yeah.
And those guys are perfectionists, man. They know their craft.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's not known it go like that. They're real musicians.
Perfectionist.
Real musicians, yeah.
Let's just play a piece of that song called Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Let's take a look. Just a few bars. Ooh, man, you must have been the lady of the moment back in those days.
That song really, really put me on the map.
I can imagine.
It did. It did very well for me for many, many, many years.
Wow.
What was the first thing that happened for you?
With Love Don't Live Here Anymore?
Yep.
Basically, I just got a lot of shows and overseas also. And also, you know, what comes with having a record of that magnitude, you know, the recognition, et cetera, et cetera. Yes.
Right. Okay. And then you ended up working with Steely and Clevie a little bit later after that.
Well, I had a break for a while. And
How many
then
years?
about 10 years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why so long?
I got married and went to live in Los Angeles, and that's all she wrote.
Oh, LA,
And
right?
I had my beautiful son.
Oh.
And then I returned to Jamaica, and it's on my return to Jamaica that I recorded for Steely and Clevie.
Okay. Talk about your journey with Steely and Clevie. How did you get to meet them in the first place?
I cannot tell you. Sometimes you can't put a date, a time, or an incident as to how you meet these people, because you're all in the music business. So when you go to the studio, you just see people and you say, oh, that's Steely. There's no day that I can say I was introduced to that person. I always knew, like you've always known them. But then we decided to do an album together. The album was called This Time. And as those guys, now that I'm talking to you, I've had the privilege of working with some really, really professional people.
Yeah.
Really professional people. Steely and Clevie, they were a pair.
Right.
Totally, completely synchronized. You know, when it's just perfect.
Right.
Yeah. And they were very fair to me. And also I enjoyed the whole making of the album.
Right.
Yeah, I did. I wrote some of the songs on the album. And also Steely and Clevie. I did some covers on the album also. That's the Way Love Goes is one of the covers that I did on the album.
That's the way
That
love.
Janet Jackson song.
Janet Jackson.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and that album did very well for me in places like Japan.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Japan, it did very well for me in Japan. I went to Japan after that album on tour twice.
What?
Yeah,
Japan?
twice. To Tokyo.
Japan, right?
Yeah, Tokyo and some other cities that I can't remember the name.
Right. Wow.
So during this time now, as you said,
Because you have to remember, Sharon, Steely and Clevie back in the 90s were the go-to people. And that pretty much you did that album roughly 1995, right?
We know during that time those are big names, but the simple fact you worked with them and that you meshed, you know what I'm saying? You like meshed because working with individuals like that, then they are no penny ante type of individuals. You know what I'm saying? They're about their business, but you meshed well and was respected, and they must have loved working with you, child.
Yes, it was a mutual admiration club.
And that's
important. They were good guys. Good guys.
It's important. I think that you, thus far, are one of the first females that come onto this platform to say, yeah, I worked with. I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody. Not everyone has that same story.
No.
I mean, across the board, that truth be told, you would
in every relationship there is going to be, well, I don't agree with this or I don't agree with that. But the platform for working out problems is a different platform. And even if there are disagreements, etc., there are ways to solve it.
Of course.
But within that, if the person in any way is responsible for anything good happening to you, you have to say it.
Of course.
You have to say it. Yes, because it's important to remember everything. Yeah.
So during your time now, you say you're writing your songs. Over the years, did you get a better understanding of the recording industry, how it works? Are you registering your music? The business aspect of it during those years?
In the beginning, no.
Right, exactly.
In the beginning, no, because in those days, there was not a lot of emphasis on getting your royalties, except, the royalties from sales, but there are other royalties that, most people weren't even paying attention to their publishing as such.
Right.
A lot of people weren't. I can't swear for everybody.
Yeah.
But in the later years, I have taken care of that. Let's put it that way. But there was no. For those who knew, they didn't share the information.
Right.
That's where a lot of people are at fault. A lot of people are at fault for not sharing the information. And don't get me wrong, there are bad players out there too.
Of course. Yeah.
There are bad players out there. But, what them say, every dog have him day and every puss have him 4 o'clock.
Every puss have them 4 o'clock.
Every puss have him 4 o'clock. So, once upon a time, things could be hidden, but things cannot be hidden anymore.
No.
With the internet, and especially with AI, where you can do a deep search with, one of those platforms, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or wherever you want to go. There are so many different platforms that you can use right now to give you the information that you need. You can find out where your music has been released. You can find out who released your music. You can find out when it was released.
How much success are you having with that?
Well, let's put it this way. I have taken care of a lot.
Good.
I have taken care of a lot.
Good.
Yes, man. That's why I hear.
Yeah, I've taken care of a lot.
So at the time of you recording, were you getting advances then?
Yes. Well, the only advance that I've ever gotten is from Steele and Clevie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So prior to that, you were just singing for free?
I wouldn't say that I was singing for free because I got royalties.
Okay.
But then, royalties sometimes have a way of fading away into the background.
Yes.
And I, like a lot of other artists, have had the misfortune of your works appearing on, in releases that you don't know anything about.
Right.
And then so there is that section, and there's a section of those that you know about who just don't pay royalties, or whenever it is that you try to get your royalties, there's a time where it's not viable anymore.
Right.
That it's run out or whatever, and there's multiple cases of people go through the law trying to get what is rightfully theirs. And the thing is, it shouldn't have to be a fight to get what is yours. But that's not the world we live in, unfortunately, in some cases. But, we wait to see, fight on and wait to see what the result is. And because especially the older artists that, is the foundation.
Yeah.
And as some of these entities, record company entities, that's their lifeblood. Artists is their lifeblood. But,
so
that's another whole thing.
Did you do the right thing by yourself when you started working with Steele and Clevie, or not?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Of course. I did. There were two nice boys.
Mm-hmm.
I read my contract with them clearly.
Good.
I was not misled by them.
Right.
Yeah. And they gave me a good contract.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
So yeah, yeah.
And how did the album do?
The album did very well. The album did very well for me, especially in Japan.
Right. Right.
Yeah, especially in Japan. I got a lot of leverage out of that.
Big up the Japanese massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time.
Received so well. Boy, those people are so. Oh.
Because I remember you said you toured twice from the album.
Yes, I mean they're so welcoming and so respectful and so accommodating. Yeah, I had two really nice tours.
Right.
In
successful tours, right, yeah.
Very successful.
Yeah.
Well, one of the songs you did on that album was called Dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about
I
Dreams.
wrote that.
You wrote that one.
Mm-hmm.
Was that based on a personal experience?
You see the little smile? She's like this dear man again with him.
Yes,
what am I asking about?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's put it this way. Music comes out of experience.
I hear you. Let's play a little piece of it.
Okay.
Now, just remind me, what was the name of that album?
This time.
This time, okay. Brilliant album. People can investigate that album. There's loads of great tracks. I think you've got a collaboration with Daddy Screw on there.
Yes. And Garnet Silk Song wasn't on that album. It was different. Yeah.
Okay.
That is true.
Right. Because
Nice
you
guy.
did do a collab with Garnet Silk, didn't you?
Huh?
You did do a collab with Garnet Silk.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
Friends and lovers. Steely and Clevie.
Wow.
They just say, hey, come and do a collaboration with Garnet. They did a lot, the producers, they know how to match people to say, hey, this is happening over here, or hey, come and do that. Because I didn't know Garnet before that.
Because he was riding high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a big deal.
What?
Yeah.
Doing something with Garnet Silk, considering he died at such a young age, but such a talented individual. But you have to look at I love the Garnet Silk because there was something very spiritual about this individual. And I'm sure when you met him and collaborated, you could feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I could feel it before.
Yeah, it was.
It's in his music.
Yeah.
It's in his voice. It's in his works, everything.
Yeah, it was.
May God rest his soul. Lord.
Yes, that was big. But it just speaks volumes for you, Sharon, because you are so respected that people could say, Sharon, could you come do this? Come do that. Did you see that Sharon take over the questions? Because look, 10 Star be asking her some questions and she said, this dear man and them questions.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Leave me, Sharon, alone and stop it. Yes, so I'm saying that what an honor that was bestowed upon you for you to even do a song with Garnet Silk, though. As a person, but you met him can you tell us a little bit about the individual that you met? I mean, I can talk about how I felt about the individual. I never met him, but it was his music. But you working with him, what was that like?
Well, actually, we didn't actually do the song in the studio together.
Okay.
He did his part. I came in and did that part in my part.
Mm-hmm.
I met him briefly, and he is everything that we have spoken about.
Okay.
He was and still is, because people pass away and I still think they're around.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful guy. And his last act on this earth will tell you the person that he was, because if he had not gone back into that fire to get his mother, he would have been alive. So basically, he went for his mother and couldn't get back out.
That's a shame, because when you see the actual house that it happened in was really tiny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
tiny, Sharon, you go check it out. It's a really tiny space.
No, I did. I did check it out, and I'm like, but
that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes for the person that he was. Because basically he probably calculated and said, well, my mother is in there, and if she not getting out, me not getting out.
Right.
Okay, I have to try and get her out. So we either come out together or go together.
Yeah.
There is no deeper love than that. May God bless him.
Yeah.
Amen.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Continue, Sharon.
So with Steely and Clevie, who else? Which other artists did you work with? So we know you did Garnet Silk, and go ahead. Any other?
I did a collaboration with Dennis Brown that was only released in France. It's a song called Heaven, and the song was is a CC Winans. It's a religious song. You can't believe it. And not long before Dennis passed away, we had kind of lost contact, and someone after his death told me that he was actually looking for me for us to do another to do a religious album together. But what a man that is. Oh my God.
I think that
voice.
There's no words.
For real.
There is no words. You have people that sound like him, but you will know Dennis Brown.
Yeah.
Dennis Brown. You will know who that is when you hear him.
Yeah.
I think that for me, and I have to say this because I live in the States now, of course, but back and forth, growing up in England and doing all that stuff, I always wanted to see this Dennis Brown. I always want to see him. There's many artists I want to see. And many years later, living here, about 45 minutes from where I live now, I was able, and that was his last show here in the States. And I said it was him, and it was another artist, but I really went there for him. And I promise you, because of who he is, I don't know. I know, but when I got there and you're waiting, and this time the place back up. When he came, before he came out, all you heard was Love and Hate. And everybody did that bang, but I started crying.
The
The
vibes.
It's the vibe that he brought when he did the show. It was, you
man. Those guys had that spirit in them. I'm telling you. Yeah, God bless me with that one. I also did a collaboration with Muta Baruka called Great Queen and Aine Kamosi called Great Queen. Great Queens of Africa.
Right.
You can look up that one.
Right.
That was on Muta's album. I was just a collaboration with him on his
Collaborator.
album. Yeah.
Yeah. You've done quite a bit, you know,
have done
in your
quite a lot,
career.
yeah.
Yeah,
And what I come to realize, you stayed relevant. You know, which is a great thing also, you know, that you've done, being able to stay relevant and keep up to the times. Not in the 90s, most especially, you was able to do that with a lot of the collaborations you did. I mean, I mentioned Daddy Screw as one of them. There were quite a few others that you did collaborations with, you know, which kept you relevant also, you know.
Right.
But with all the things that you had done, and I know that the industry seems to have treated you well, you know, for some reason, it's almost like your name didn't exist. From my perspective, this is just my own perspective. You've done so much, and unless you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, Sharon did that, she did that. You know, it's almost like they need to put more respect on your name, is what I'm trying to say. You know, for all the things that you've done.
With this album that I'm working on now, you know, I think that it's a resurgence for me, you know. So stepping back into the arena as such, and you know, the promotions that will come with it, you know.
Right.
We'll do some of those things, and I think also it is also due to consistency.
Right.
You know? I've done a lot, and I've been deeply appreciated for it, but there have been gaps where I've not been active in the business.
Right.
And I think maybe that, you know, out of sight, sometimes out of mind.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
So where's your mindset with the new album? What do you want to get out from this new album? Are you working on a new concept to what you've done before? Coming with something brand new, new sounds, new whatever?
Yes, it's all in the. I'm doing some like songs that I'm going to re-record. You know, some cover, but there's also a lot of what I've written, where I am now. You know, what I'm feeling now. Yeah, so I have. Let's get this right here. Just make it. I have some tracks that I've already done with Willie Lindo that we've released before that I'm gonna put on the album.
Right.
And I have two people that I've been working with as far as tracks are concerned. One of them is Dean Fraser.
Oh, Dean, yeah.
Dean did a track for me, and I'm also working with Dave Richards. Dave Richards is a musician. He plays bass with Shaggy.
Right.
But he has a student. He's an excellent producer. So I'm working along with him also, plus myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be part of the creative process.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I'm aiming for summer.
Right.
Of this year.
Right.
So for the release?
Yeah.
For the releases, okay. So some of them, as you stated, are summer covers, but the ones that you've written, is these songs that you've written over the years? Is this?
Yeah.
Okay. That you didn't do anything with?
Yeah. Over the years and recently.
Well, you know, as much as you said, as much as you stated that, you know, consistency, but I think that you have to be mentally, you have to be in a place where you're ready to go back into the industry, you know, because there's the music industry and then there's your life, what is going on in your life at that time. You know, you mentioned your beautiful son. There's that aspect of it before you're like, okay, me again, my time now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, this is what I see, or what has happened for you.
That's you're perfectly right. You are
Well,
perfectly right.
yep. So you can't, I would never say inconsistency. I think when
Mhm.
Sharon was ready to take care of
Mhm.
Sharon, when
Mhm.
you feel like you've gotten to a point where you're like,
Mhm.
I'm ready and I'm going to do this again.
That's right.
So
And
you,
it's
mhm.
right there in here.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And if you're born with it, it doesn't leave you.
You can't lose it.
You
No,
cannot lose it.
you
You
can't lose
can't.
it.
You can't.
No.
And that's what it is at the end of the
Mm.
day. That's why I said
Mhm.
you can't say being consistent or inconsistent. It is
Mhm.
embedded in you. It is
Yeah.
when the spirit has moved you to be like, all right, you're a time now. Some people don't recognize that. You've been
Mhm.
blessed to do so, just like you've been blessed to work with so many different people. Tell me
Mhm.
about, I know you worked with Sly and Robbie. If you work with Steely and Clevie, I know say you work with Sly and Robbie.
I have worked with Sly and Robbie, but only in the capacity of background vocals.
You still work with them though, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. They've always called me to do background vocals, and I have to tell you that in this album, you're going to hear, you're going to see their names because I'm pulling from a pool of things that I've already done
Yes.
and things that I'm doing now. And there's not one time that I've ever called on Slide Dunbar or Robbie Shakespeare that they've told me no. Never. I said, Sly, I need a track. Sly, I need a drum track. Right now, I have about maybe 6 or 7 drum tracks unused from
Wow.
Sly Dunbar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very kind to me, those two gentlemen. And man, did they make their mark in life.
In
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
In history, because
In
for
history.
them, they crossed all borders.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It wasn't reggae, they crossed every
Oh,
genre.
mhm.
So their name is written down in history, like you and
Mhm.
the Jamaicans
As,
made
as a
God rest their soul.
as a matter of fact, Simply Falling, that song, one of the songs that I did for Willie, it's
Right.
Robbie. It's Robbie that is playing the bass on that.
Okay.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, let's hear a
So,
piece of that before we go any further.
okay.
There goes my heart. There goes my heart. My heart again. There goes my heart again. All this time I thought we were pretending. Nothing looks the same when your eyes are open. Now you're playing those games. You keep my heart spinning. You show me love. You show me love. Show me everything my heart is capable of. You reshape me like butterfly origami. Oh, you have broken into my heart. This time I feel the blues have departed. Nothing can keep.
Boss tune.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Boss tune.
That's one of my favorite recordings.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Take us out, Sharon. Take us out. Take us out. Before we do that, before I hand over to Sharon to take us out of the show, I just want to mention some of the people you've done harmonies with, because you did harmonies, to my understanding, with Steel Pulse, Burning Spear, to name a few. I think Jimmy Cliff is on that
Jimmy
list.
Cliff,
Yeah.
Jacqueline and Flyers, Toots,
Alpha Blondie of all people.
Alpha Blonde. I toured with Alpha Blondie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gregory
I toured for a year with Alpha.
Imagine.
Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown, to name a few.
Yeah.
To name a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah.
And I did
Julio Iglesias.
one harmony session for Julio Iglesias.
Oh, wow.
One session.
Long time ago, back in when I lived in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Right. Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you've done enough. Yeah, a lot. You've done a lot, and you're still going. You look like you're aging backwards. You know, you got
Hey,
everything going for you, girl. I'm telling you.
gray
Real
hair
talk.
and all.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty right there. That's what makes
Yeah,
it even more beautiful. So
yeah. Sharon's here out of the show, and I just want to say that one of the last songs we're gonna play is Jamaican Man. We have to play that. Happy. We're going to play that song before we go out. And I just want to say to you that when your album is ready, let's bring you back so we can talk about it.
Fantastic. I
All right.
definitely will. I enjoyed this session with you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
well, it was
Sharon,
I
yes.
guess you could say session, but it's a nice little conversation. I
Yes.
think that a lot of people will get to know who you are, where you've been, and what you've done, which is you've
Thank
done
you
a
so much
lot.
for this opportunity. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
listen, it's our pleasure. I have to say that when you look at your light, your whole light, you the being, you look at your light, why it's so bright is because you're so humble. You have always been humble, but the your gift without question is that you stay true to yourself. You stay true to
Sharon,
who you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Sharon, ask me the meaning of humble.
What is the
What's
meaning
the
of
meaning of
humble?
humble?
Sharon Forrester.
Oh, what is
Oh,
How'd you get
thank
that out?
you.
it? Exactly. You have stayed, and that's one of the most beautiful things about you is that you stay true to yourself. So
Have to
whatever
be.
you have, yeah, exactly. You never lost, Sharon. You raised a beautiful son. Man, I know I look like what if you look Panama, they must be real good looking.
Some handsome can done, my dear. Handsome.
Yes, because she's so proud of this son, but you
I
have
am.
given
I
so
am.
much
I'm
to this
very proud of him.
industry. Yeah, you've given so much to the reggae fraternity, this industry, period, while raising your son and living your life and still remained humble. So for
Thank you.
whatever's coming, because it looks like it's the emancipation of Sharon
Of
Forrester.
course. Broke out now.
It's time she broke out, she do our job. And that's what we're looking forward to. So again,
I
it's
am too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much and for your kind words. And they're a lot of inspiration for me, and I do appreciate it. I can't tell you enough. And for every other artist that you have given the opportunity to come and do their interview and just to relax on this platform, I thank you for it.
Listen, you are
Salute.
you are so welcome. We are who we are because we do this in recognition of individuals like yourself. Even when people forget, we don't forget. We are who we are because of these artists, poets, actors, actresses. We are so inspired by each and every one of you, but we haven't forgotten. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when it's time to literally give you your flowers, there is no time like the present. Like you are still relevant. I could say on Loversrock Radio, we have Lady Lawyer and then we have DJ Meister also in the chat room. And Selector, Mr. Milton, all these individuals are still spinning your music.
God bless them.
It can't done.
Ah, God bless you all. Trust me. And I
Can't done.
mean it. I'm not just saying so. I really mean it.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful thing. And listen, I thank you so much for coming on. We're so excited for what's coming. And you have to come back about the album. Come talk up
I
the thing
will.
about
I
the
will.
album.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Of course. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Exclusive.
It's exclusive. Bring it down because you have something. And I want to hear the new songs too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to get out of here. Before we do that, I want to say thank you to Charmaine down there in New York.
Who has a question? Hold on.
Oh.
Charmaine says, does your son do music also? Is he involved?
No, he doesn't. He loves music, but he has a car repair shop and a car lot. He sells cars. Yeah. Yeah,
he's a car fanatic.
Yeah, I got a good few in my family, too many. And he's in the States, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's right here in Florida.
Oh, you're in Florida? I keep forgetting.
Yes, I'm in Florida.
Yeah. I'm in New Jersey. So I'm just like, oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. He has the car bug, my dear. He actually wanted to teach, and then he said, "No, that's not for me."
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. You made my day. And we are looking forward to hearing your new material. When it's released. It's going to be exclusive on SPRB. Right, Sharon?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Big promise. Yes, I will.
We promise you.
Now, before we go, I do want to highlight the works of two artists. One of them is Little Minty. He's got a brand new song which is doing very well with Sophia J, and it goes like this.
SPRB Radio Podcast.
Oh man, pure simple, born in a world where love survives. Now it will want her, but life won't haunt her. Oh man, you lucky thing.
By Sophia J. Brilliant track.
Beautiful.
All his works they're super, And there's another guy, Blackout JA. He's one of the hardest working artists in the industry right now. And he's got a brand new track with the son of the godfather of Rocksteady. His son, Troy Ellis. They have a collaboration, and it goes something like this.
Watch this, Massive and Crow. This is Blackout JA, and you're welcome to SPRB New Music Promotions. Hear me now, check out my brand new tune called I'm Just a Man, featuring Troy Ellis, the son of the late great godfather of Rocksteady, Alton Ellis. Run it superb, SPRB Promotion. That's how we do it. Watch this, man. Every female they understand.
I'm just the kind who will do likewise. If you do that too, yeah.
Hear me now.
I hear rumors about you every day.
Watch this.
Somebody say you better leave and go away because of
I'm just a man who won't break her heart. Loving when me give her is right from the start.
Pull it up again.
SPRB Promotion. That's how we do it. Watch this, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
brand new. And that song is coming out soon. It's not released as yet, but it's soon going to be released at some point. We're going to leave the last word with Sharon Forrester. Just tell us about Jamaican Man, and then we're going to get out of here.
Okay, so Willie Lindo had given me the track for us to do over Oh Mama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
But
it was my brother's 50th birthday.
Okay.
And I decided to write a song about Jamaican Man because remembering my brother and my father. And all of those good boy Jamaicans Even though them have them little ways. You know, you can't really hold them down, you know. They're bad kind of, but good family men. And that's how Jamaican Man came about. By the time the party was over, all the kids were singing it, and Willie was at the party, and we just went into the studio and did it, and it did very well.
Oh, wow.
It was my number one here in Florida and in New York. It did very well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you
Praise
what.
God for big up my Jamaican man.
Sharon Forrester, thank you so much for coming on the platform, making it what it is. Thank you so much. You've made my day. I can sleep well tonight.
God bless you. God bless you all.
Sharon, where's it? Sharon Mango.
I guess same thing. Thank you so much, Miss. And my name Siak.
Share.
Share, Miss Happy never get to meet you. This is my new spar now because she's there, Florida. So we can give you a little tinkle every like, yeah, right.
And like a ding, of course. Anytime.
Yes, but thank you so much. It was our pleasure. We have learned so much today, and I know that a lot of people are probably so surprised. But like, oh, she did this, she did that. Yes, are you that? Yes, she did it.
And all I'm gonna say is no more sitting on the top shelf.
No.
Yeah.
No dust.
Dust.
No dust.
None whatsoever. So welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know the album is going to do well, and we look forward to having you back. I want to thank everybody who logged on to the show today, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. And do remember, next week, well, tomorrow we have a show. I do not know if it's going to happen because due to medical issues. So it may or it may not happen, but Elijah Rock should be here. If it happens, it will happen. If it doesn't, then you understand why. It's due to medical reasons, okay? So he's trying his best to ensure that he's here for tomorrow. However, next week, Sunday, which is the following Sunday, we have Faye Simon. Faye Simon is going to be our guest. She's a phenomenal empress, and you're going to be amazed by her. She's going to be here next week, Saturday. All right? That's Saturday next week. So we're out of here. And Jamaican Man is gonna play us out. Take a listen.
Tall and tan, Jamaican man. Tall and tan, Jamaican man. Tall and tan and young and handsome. Who and the man from Jamaica goes walking?
Jamaica man, him no need no bling. Jamaican man in a natural thing. Who when he muscle them a ripple. You have to watching cause him waistline simple. Jamaican man, me say love hard. You catch the devil fi keep him in a the heart. But if I you in on hard, you never part.
Never part. Tall and tan, Jamaican man.
Fat or slim, full of rhythm.
Tall and tan, Jamaican man.
Short and strong, me Jamaican man.
Tall and tan and young and handsome. Who and the man from Jamaica start talking?
Lingo, lingo. Woman has a chance when the lyrics them a flow. Jamaican man work hard for the family. Anyway the money they find it's in my name. Mortgage, a light bill, water rate. And when Friday come, me food money no late. All my requests, he never hesitate. All I can say is what the way the man great. He never hesitate.
Never hesitate.
What a way him great. He never hesitate.
Never hesitate. Tall and tan, Jamaican man.
Give me, Jamaican man.
Tall and tan, Jamaican man.
Give me, Jamaican man. Look up.
Well, all I can say is slide.